What's going on? Nick here from virtualassistantassistant.com. Today, I'm joined by Carl Taylor from Automation Agency. Super cool service to outsource all of your design and marketing ninja needs. So Carl is here to tell us kind of the high-level overview, what the company is and does, and who it's for. So I'll give you the floor.
Hey, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. So I'm Carl Taylor, and my company is called Automation Agency. And basically, what we do is unlimited tech and design. So WordPress, lead pages, ClickFunnels, Infusionsoft, Entreport, Active Campaign, all that techie goodness of online marketing. And then we do graphic design like lead magnets, Facebook ad images, flyers, all sorts of graphic design stuff that relates to your online marketing. And we do it for basically less than the price of a part-time employee, even a virtual one. So it's very affordable, flat rate subscription service. That's kind of in a nutshell what we do.
How unlimited is unlimited?
Totally, great question. So basically the way it works depends on the plan you're on, also depends on how well you define your tasks. We have an active task limit, which basically means that you can request as many tasks as you like in a month, but we'll only, depending on your plan, work on X number of tasks at a time. So if you're on our lowest one, we'll work on one task at a time, and until that's completed, we won't work on the next one. So it can depend. Like if you're someone who's sending us quick tasks all the time, you could get through 20 in a week. Whereas if you're kind of doing longer tasks, or you're having a lot of back and forward to get what you want right, or you didn't explain it well, you might find that your task takes 5 days, which means that was only one task done in a week. So it really does kind of change client to client. So that's where the unlimited does vary, absolutely. But the number of requests you can put in is unlimited.
Okay. No, a copywriter today has a similar model on article writing, and they kind of throttle it in that same way. Well, you can submit as many as you want, but we can only realistically write one article at a time. Okay, so that makes sense. So I'm trying to think through like a use case example or something. So if I'm on Aweber and I want to switch to Active Campaign, but I have like a handful of different sites and like 100 different sign up forms out there, like, are you in the position to help me with that transition and then like set up the different funnels and stuff once that happens?
Yeah, so basically where we fit is we have specific supported platforms, which you can find on our website. So Active Campaign is one of them, Infusionsoft, Entreport is one of them, but Aweber, for example, is not. So what does that mean? Well, that means we're not going to log into your Aweber account. Basically, it means that our team are not trained to be experts, ninjas, and understand that tool inside and out. So you would be able to send in tasks to go replicate this form, or I've built this form in Active Campaign and I'd like you to replace it on these 3 sites. You could totally do that. You could give us the export out of Aweber and have us import that into Active Campaign. So basically, what we do is we are the resources and the client is the project manager. So we don't provide any project management side of it. As long as you know what you need to do in a project like that, we try to provide resources and some training to help people who need a little bit of guidance. But generally, you would know, okay, well, to move from Aweber to Active Campaign, I need to get my contacts out, I need to replace some forms, I need to rebuild some forms, I need to build a few automations, and then those would be the tasks that you send in to get completed.
Okay, gotcha. When I sign up, am I assigned like a dedicated point of contact to do like the lead pages stuff, to do the WordPress stuff?
Great question. So no, the way that we work is you get access to the full global team. And the benefit is that you're dealing directly with whoever's working on it, but you don't have a dedicated project manager. You don't have a dedicated resource just assigned to you. If that's the kind of thing that you're looking for, we're not the right service for someone like that. What allows us to provide the quality of service we do at the kind of the prices we do is that we have that direct model where you're sending basically an email into our concierge service. So you're sending in your task, and once the task goes in, it gets evaluated to decide, is it a design task, is it a WordPress task, or is it an automation task? And then from there, it gets assigned to the correct team. Then the correct team will review it, make sure it's something we can do, make sure we have all the information we need, and then it's going to be assigned to the actual hero. That's what we call our guys who do the work, the correct hero who's then going to kind of work on that task, ask any questions, And it could be that you have a couple of heroes who end up working on your task if your task spans over a few days.
Okay.
Because we have shift changes. We cover we work from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. the next day, Sydney time. I'm in Australia, Sydney time, and that covers essentially Sydney and UK time, which then allows us to step into a lot of, not all of the US. We're still working to getting to a 24/7 service. We're not quite there yet, but we find that our UK shift in particular allows us to serve the US market pretty well as well.
Okay. Well, we've got some overlap going on. I mean, it's afternoon West Coast here and morning time in Sydney. So that makes a little bit of overlap, unless you're, East Coast or Newfoundland or something. Okay. Tell me about is there like a call center where all these heroes are hanging out, or people working from their home office?
So the way it works is everyone works from home. I work from home. I'm at my home office right now. Every person in the company, no matter where they're based, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in the US, whether it's in Philippines, whether it's in Serbia, they're all working from home. Security is a really big issue though for us, that we always make sure the team have to log into our secure virtual network. That means that they can't have access to our clients' sites or resources unless they're connecting through our system, so that we have complete audit logs of who did what. Everything's encrypted so that there's no fear of people getting access to things they shouldn't have.
Okay.
And if we needed to, we can lock people out. But yeah, that is another way that we realize the prices we do, is by not having the overheads of an office.
Gotcha.
And allows us to also get talent from all over the world without limiting us to a pool of talent in a specific location.
Right. Any industry that you found, has really gravitated toward this service, or curious, what kind of, what do people task you most often with? What's a common request?
Common request, we build a lot of landing pages. They can be on various things. It could be on ClickFunnels, could be on lead pages, could be on Entra pages. We do a lot using Optimized Press or Thrive Content Builder or Divi, which are WordPress plugins. So we build a lot of landing pages. We work with a lot of coaches. We have a number of coaches who work with us. We're primarily better for service-based companies. So, if you're an e-commerce business with like a WooCommerce or Shopify store, well, that's not really our jam. There's better services or better resources for you. But if you're a financial services company, you're a legal firm, you've got a service-based website, and you're doing sales funnels and email marketing automation, typically our clients have, because there's a level of knowledge you need to have, at least to know what you want to do. You've either typically done an online course, or you're in a business mastermind, or you're working with a business coach who has told you need to build sales funnels, has told you need to have these landing pages. You understand the concept, but either you don't have the tech skills to do it yourself, you don't have the tech skills in-house to hire, or you're actually a technical person like me. We have a number of people who are like me. I'm a very technical person. I can do, but it's not the best use of their time. And they know that while they could do it, they should be serving clients, creating new products, talking, speaking on stage, or whatever is their kind of bigger picture stuff that gets them business, rather than, tinkering away, building membership sites, building landing pages, fixing email automations and stuff like that. They'll do the strategy side of it, but they'll give it to us to do the build.
Okay. Yeah. It's an interesting one. So I can map out my segmentation, and I want to put people through this funnel, and am I writing those messages too, or are you guys helping write those messages?
We don't do any copywriting, so there's no strategic advice or copy in what we do. We're purely, you tell us what to do, we'll do it. We can give technical recommendations, so you might be like, hey, I want to achieve this. What's the best tool, or what's the best landing page builder I should use? Okay. Happy to recommend on tool stuff that we're experts in. But if you came to the team and said, hey, what's the best way I should design my sequence? The team's going to help. That's a big part of our culture, is to just be of service. But ultimately, it's not what we're designed for, and you're better off we usually try to refer you to a consultant or a strategist who can help you with that if you don't know.
Okay. But helping out with the graphics or something, or installing those graphics onto my site, or
100%, yeah. So what you would typically do, some people get confused. They think, I need to know how to build the automation in Infusionsoft or Entreport or ActiveCampaign to be able to pass the task to our team. But that's not true. All you need to be able to understand is, here is the outcome. Here's what it looks like if it's done right. Here's the user flow. The user fills in this form. When they fill in the form, they immediately get this email. Then 2 days later, they get this email. And if they have this tag, if the tag that says they're a client, I don't want them to get this email. Or if they click this link, I want that to happen. Yeah. If you can explain it in that flow, we'll worry about how do we actually make that happen. And that's where some people do get stumbled on. They think, oh, I need to know this and I need to talk about, build this automation and add this tag and do that rule and really granular. But if that was the case, you may as well do it yourself and not work with a team like ours.
Yeah. Well, it's a really interesting business. This is, again, Carl from automationagency.com. And anything else that people should know? I really liked your analogy of like, hey, for less than a part-time employee, even an overseas virtual assistant, dedicated person can have access to really this worldwide team of experts on the tech side, on the graphic side, and on the marketing funnel side. So a really interesting proposition, and apparently one that's been growing like crazy the past. How long have you been at it?
So we've had this model for about 2 years,
okay.
But I've been in business for over 15 years. This is just the iteration of realizing that clients needed a service like us, but couldn't. I used to be a full service agency, and people who needed us the most couldn't afford us, and that broke my heart to see people going in. Hiring just a general virtual assistant, expecting a superstar who could do graphic design, coding, general admin-y stuff, techie stuff, understand marketing concepts, and they got poor results. And I was like, we can do better than that. And that's what birthed Automation Agency and the model we have. And I took it from my IT business. I used to have an IT company, and I took the same model that we used to service clients in IT and brought that to the online marketing world. So.
Very, very cool. Fair enough. Again, automationagency.com. If you're watching this on virtualassistantassistant.com, be sure to scroll down and check out what some real automation agency customers have to say about their experience with the company. And if you're watching elsewhere, head on over to virtualassistantassistant.com to check out those reviews and the full write-up on what the company is all about. So, Carl, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll catch up with you soon.